Ah, he shoots me from the top! Yep. Oh shit.
Oh, it's coming.
The Forever Winter, the game where you're not just fighting for survival, you're battling your own sanity. It's like if Tarkov and SCP Containment Breach had a baby, and that baby was raised by a malfunctioning AI in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Buggy, broken, beautiful. Kinda like me at 2 AM on a Thursday. So, what is this game, and why is it trying to kill me? The Forever Winter drops you into early access like a war crime in Ultra HD. You're a scav in a world dominated by godless, war-hungry machines who treat humans like bonus XP. Not snow, not Cold War, just ash, ruin, cosmic horror, and enough dust and sand to make Anakin curl up and scream. This game looks like it was pulled straight out of a fever dream about humanity's extinction. And that's before the bugs kick in. You can play as of now 6 characters, all with their unique looks, traits and skills. Shaman is best, I repeat, Shaman is best. You're a glorified looter with the combat skills of a discount marine and the hydration needs of a houseplant. Your job? Navigate a modern day war-torn hellscape, scavenge whatever's not already on fire, and survive while 3 colossal machine-led empires, all of whom wipe their asses with the Geneva Convention, whom compete daily to see who can commit the most heinous war crimes before breakfast. The name is deceptive. It's not snow. It's not cold. It's not post-nuclear Russia. Most maps are filled with rubble, charred buildings, ash-stained corpses, and godforsaken zones with literal monuments made of bodies. You're not fighting for survival in winter. You're surviving the aftermath of annihilation in a dust storm apocalypse built by machines that think emotions are a bug. And the aesthetic? It's Children of Men meets SCP Foundation meets a botched Black Mirror episode. Dystopia isn't just a backdrop here. It's a character that kicks you in the teeth every time you think you're safe. Imagine if someone made a video game out of a 9 Inch Nails music video and sprinkled in the Animatrix, Mad God, District 9, The Warp from 40k, H.P. Lovecraft, and a hint of "Help! I'm stuck in an SCP hallway, please help me!" That's this. That's the vibe. So what's the gameplay loop? Or, in my own words, how to die in 47 different kind of ways. The loop is simple. Drop in, loot, dodge the AI, die.
Back. Oh, Pill just wants me to
Oh my shit Christ.
Oh, I got.
Or extract. It's not your choice to make half the time anyway, trust me. Try again. But let me be clear. Sneaking is for cowards and leads to death. The AI smells fear and camping. The longer you hang around, the more the game spawns enemies directly into your ass. Literally. If you ever wondered what it's like to get outflanked by enemies that materialize like haunted JPEGs in your peripheral vision, congrats, you're home! Its gameplay kinda reminds me of a twisted marriage of Tarkov's tension and Stalker's vibes, if both were duct taped together with nothing more but hope and praying. You drop into a map, gather resources, avoid AI patrols and war machines if you can, and get the hell out. hopefully with some good stuff to sell or keep. No, but seriously, this needs to be talked about. The entire premise building up to this game's release was, you're not that guy.
You're this guy. You're the smallest scavenger in a big war, and try to actually translate it through gameplay. It's an alluring idea in concept, but a complex one in execution.
When in reality, I found I survived the most raids when I jumped in and played like Dupe Guy, who just took his 8th snort of coke and drank 20 schooners and found out that the AA-12 exists. The longer you're in a raid, the more the game decides it hates you. The AI scales aggressively, enemy factions start converging on your location, stealth becomes a liability, and eventually, hunter killers, robotic hellspawns that operate like Terminator dogs with a caffeine addiction, start chasing you like it's Doom Eternal. Sneaking? Useless. The second you take too long or try to third party a fight, the game literally spawns enemies on your 6. Like, BAM! Enjoy these cyborgs giving you a prostate exam in a public bathroom with no consent. It punishes caution. I've had more success sprinting into firestorms like a cracked up Master Chief than trying to play it tactically. Pathfinding? AI either ignores you, tracks you across half the map through 5 walls and a depression spiral, or spawns inside you like it's playing Five Nights at Freddy's. It's broken. And quests? They are so damn trivial, there is no progression with them. They just reappear every time. Tarkov kinda has a progression system. When you complete tasks, you unlock new ones. Eventually you start unlocking new traders, new stuff, new weapons and ammo, etc, etc, you get the picture. But with the Forever Winter, it's just, yeah, do them and then do them again. At one point, I just kept refreshing the quests to find the least tedious and time-consuming ones because I just couldn't be arsed dealing with the mundane and the boring. The way levels are designed, although beautifully crafted, are so unbelievably broken and jank. On launch day, I was playing one of the other maps called Ashen Mesa, and for one of the spawn locations you had this exact same scenario. Spawn in here, with no real direction other than towards 2 guards with their backs to you, which at this point, I was only an hour or 2 into my playing time and was still playing how I thought the game wanted you to play. Stealthily, and for you not to think you're that guy, which got me killed more times than I'd like to admit. Or had me wasting so much time trying to sneak around these two, trying to find an alternative route, that hunter killers finally spawned in because it took me so long to get me from here to only just here.
The more you engage in the build-up compared to the actual act itself. So it's the breaks in between that's the build-up to the to the slicings, and then it's back, and then it's in again, you know.
And now because I've been in for so long, with wasting my time thinking I could sneak about, enemy spawns have now stacked up and have sent their methed up robo-dogs who've picked up my scent and will hunt me down to the ends of the earth. That isn't good game design, and that isn't even good level design. And don't get that mixed up with visually. Visually, this looks stunning. Technically, this is horseshit. This is where I need to bring this up. The trailers give off this impression that exploration is one of the key factors here, and is pivotal to how you choose to tackle engagements and predicaments that is between you and your objective. But don't kid yourself, that's not here, and it's not anywhere else in the game. There isn't exploration like shown in the trailers. Most of it is backdrops or open ground to give off that illusion that there is more to explore. But really, it's just vast amounts of nothing. There is obvious, clear, purposely designed pockets where you should be, and a whole ocean of space where you shouldn't. It's the same as Tarkov. Very clear, only one-way paths, invisible walls, and AI that you either have to push past or run away from because it's spawned on top of you again. There is far more less exploration that it tries to sell you in the trailers. It gets so bad with its repetitive jank that I purposely choose specific spawns on specific maps because I know my experience is just going to be less monotonous in its brokenness. Oh, and I had to wedge this into the script last minute because it's too ridiculous not to mention. I had someone help me rip some of the in-game models for this video, and what they found under the hood was honestly demonic. First off, Exporting a single weapon model took actual hours, not because of the file size or complexity, but because the game seems to be held together by duct tape and suffering. Each rifle came as an unlabeled mess. No names, no previews, just Rifle 1 to Rifle 3, like it was generated by a depressed barcode machine. And it gets worse. None of the weapons are whole. Every gun is broken up into a chaotic handful of pieces, receivers, stocks, barrels, all separated, all floating in the void like parts of a haunted jigsaw puzzle. You have to manually reconstruct each one just to figure out what it is. And then there's the textures. I'm not kidding when I say the game dedicates over 5 megabytes of high-res texture space to shoes. Just the shoes! For one character. No compression, no sense, just fashion crimes in 4K. It's no wonder the game runs like a toaster with trauma. This isn't just bad optimization, this is chaos coded into every file. It's like the developers were actively trying to make every asset extraction feel like a boss fight. I have to pay for therapy for my guy now, because it was that bad. That's a joke. But still, like, I would be surprised, man. He gave up halfway. Right, so there's this game called STALCRAFT X, and it's not normal. It's technically a shooter, but it plays more like a full-time job in a giant radioactive sandbox where everyone hates you, including the wildlife. You drop into the zone, loot, and try not to die. You can definitely see the developers took great inspiration from London and New York. The map is huge, not empty open world huge, actually full. Quests, random events, other players doing God knows what who's just as unpredictable as your racist uncle during Christmas dinner. You can sneak past them, or fight them, or just sit in a bush and cry. All valid options here. It's an extraction shooter, so anything you pick up is only yours if you make it out alive. You won't, by the way. Someone will shoot you mid-loot animation and take your gun, your pride, and your username if they can. Speaking of guns, the customization system is kinda nutty. Scopes, muzzles, foregrips, side rails, weird stocks that probably shouldn't exist. There are session modes too, deathmatch and gun game, so if you're afraid of losing those precious pixels, at least you can feel like you somewhat accomplished something without going out into the wastelands. In the apocalypse of STALCRAFT X, tribalism is key here, more than ever. Pick your group out of 4 factions and make yourself feel that slightly less alone in this hellscape. And endgame? There's wild zones. The you'll probably die here but it's worth it kind of areas. More danger, but the best rewards. Clan Wars too, if you want organised pain with tournament style battles. Oh, and co-op raids are coming soon too, with bosses and unique loot, so you and 2 friends can fail together. There are seasonal events too. There's generally enough content here to lose months of your life, and you probably will. Links in the description, use my code and get some cool bonus stuff. You'll probably lose it to some mutant, obviously, but still, free stuff, you're gonna need it. Anyway, thank you STALCRAFT X for sponsoring the video, now let's get back to where we were. Now, let's talk about the real villain of the Forever Winter. Not the factions, not the killer robots, but the water system. At launch, the game had the audacity, the sheer audacity, to implement a water timer that ticked down in real time, even while you were offline. Bruh. You heard that right. Go to work, lose water. Take a break, lose water. Sleep? Don't even think about it. You're going to lose water. The game was like a Tamagotchi that punishes you for having a social life, and if you ran out of water, tough luck, you lost everything. That's your loot, that's your base, and all its inhabitants died to dehydration. I guess they didn't know where the door was, but yeah, that's your time gone. Deleted except for your XP, skills, and prestige. And you thought Dark Souls was unforgiving. Oh, but wait, they tried to fix it kinda by letting you build robot gatherers? Cool idea. Until you realized the gatherers also needed water to operate. And if you use them, they trigger water bandits who raid your base while you're offline. And defending your base, you guessed it, costs even more water. The community was split. Some hated this change for still hating the whole water gimmick. Some outright stopped playing hoping it was removed, and others, I guess, just enjoy hating themselves or something. The forums, the YouTube comments, the Steam reviews and more lit up like a Christmas tree powered by raw gamer rage. It took literal months of screaming, Steam reviews, and an already minuscule player base already quitting in mass before the devs finally updated it so water does not tick when you're actively playing or not, but instead made it into a currency to be able to go outside into the wastelands. I will admit, I personally don't even see the point of water anymore. Like, water, which is something you need to survive, is now something you need to pay at an imaginary toll booth? And your reward for completing tasks is water? What? But the way they made this change altered the game's lore with its update trailer, which I thought was a nice touch. I personally haven't seen any game do that before, and it gives props to what some people say about Forever Winter, that they've never played anything like this before. Revolutionary though, right? Not punishing your players for touching grass. I guess that could be a foreign concept considering it doesn't fucking exist here. I don't know, I just feel with the pressure of the players they still really haven't sort of fixed it. They patched a serious problem that made a lot of people stop playing or even stop them buying it by making you pay water to play the content. Like, you need to pay water, the now in-game currency, to play end-game content. So you need to grind in-game currency so you can pay to experience the game. Yeah, what? Alright, visual design and aesthetic influences. I know I've kind of talked about it a bit already, but I feel this is the game's strong points and it would be giving it a disservice if I didn't talk about it more. I could make a whole video solely on the game's aesthetic and vibe. Visually, the Forever Winter is a masterpiece of macabre beauty. I personally can see the art style and concept artists drew heavy inspiration from Akira, Blame, Mad God, District 9, Children of Men, Warhammer 40k, Trench Crusade, and so much more. You can tell their artistic vision pulls from everything gritty and dystopian, from 90s anime nihilism to brutalist sci-fi chaos, with just enough rust and rebar to make you feel like you're looting inside a concept album cover. The game creates a distinctive, immersive universe. The character designs, especially the industrially designed helmets of the Europa faction, showcase the developers' commitment to a unique aesthetic. Each faction has an identity with its look and horrifying lore. Each map oozes atmosphere that hauntingly makes you stop and just admire it for a couple of minutes, despite its grotesque, unnerving imagery. There's cosmic horror, there's war trauma, there's storytelling in silence. There's an atmosphere entering your ears if you just stopped and listened for a while. A forever world that's accumulating death, despair, destruction, and sometimes hope. It makes Metro look like Minecraft. It makes Fallout feel like Stardew Valley. This is where the devs shined, and I can safely say, aesthetically, there is nothing right now in the gaming world that comes even close to this masterpiece of raw, unique, artistic expression, aesthetic, and lore. Alright, slight detour here because this blew my mind while I was doing extra research after recording the main script. So, I found out that one of my all-time favourite YouTubers, this guy, yeah, you know, the guy who made those absolutely insane Source 2 filmmaker cinematics, yeah, turns out he's not just some genius with SFM, he's an actual level designer at Fundog Studios, and he's working on the Forever Winter, like, right now. That's real. And suddenly, everything kind of makes sense. The cinematics, the atmosphere, the subtle visual storytelling baked into every half-collapsed building and corpse statue monument. That deep, gritty tone that feels both grounded and horrifyingly surreal. Yeah, that's his DNA all over it. I was already into the art direction before, but now it feels like a love letter to all the things I already love, because it literally kinda is. Seriously though, I don't know how I missed this, but it instantly made me appreciate the level design even more. It's not just well made, it's crafted by someone who's been shaping that exact kind of aesthetic in Source Filmmaker that I've been watching for years. And that's actually really fucking cool. Ho ho ho, okay, this is going to be a big one. Okay, the community's relationship with the Forever Winter is a roller coaster. While many praise its atmosphere and potential, others highlight its rough edges. From AI quirks to performance issues, the game has its share of challenges. However, the developers at Fundog Studios have shown a willingness to listen. I know, right? That's just unique in itself in the gaming world right now. Although it be stubbornly, they implemented changes based on player feedback with a unique way of doing it. It's a work in progress, but one that holds promise. But here's the kicker, the devs do listen, slowly, painfully, like dragging a corpse uphill. They eventually removed the IRL water ticking, introduced better AI behaviors, and launched content updates with quests, new maps, and gear customization. It's still jank as hell, but it's jank in motion. Progress is happening. The Water 3.0 update, chef's kiss for some people, sadly a less shittier system for others. It does though finally make the game playable without reading a spreadsheet and having an emotional support water bottle. All they gotta do is keep listening to player feedback, fix bug issues and crashes, tweak the and they shat the bed and started releasing DLC skins just 8 months into its early access release. Oh boy, Fundog. Calm down, boy. Calm down. But in all seriousness, why? This early into development and early access, why did you... Oh yeah, that might do it. Yeah, that might do it. So, this is now kind of going to be the serious part of the video, I guess, and my personal verdict. So here's the real question. Should you play the Forever Winter? If you love art direction, yes. If you love immersive, terrifying environments, yes. If you hate yourself just enough to enjoy Tarkov, but wanted even more eldritch trauma, hell yes. If you're here for the story, the setting, the aesthetic, and to scream into the void with friends, yes, 1,000 times yes. It's a one-of-a-kind descent into post-human madness. But if you want polished gameplay, finished mechanics, and an experience that respects your time right out of the box, no. Not yet. Let it cook. Actually, let it roast under the dying sun of the Forever War until the devs iron out the 5 dozen things still on fire. It's a survival horror game. The horror part? That's the bugs. It's a 6 out of 10 for me. It barely pushes past being enjoyable, but the main thing it's got going for it is it's a unique art style and premise. But even that doesn't keep me wanting to play, man. It really doesn't.
Yo, check this out. Look at this. Absolutely no way I'm getting through that. Completely solid. But watch this.
Alright, thanks for watching, you thirsty scavs. Please like, subscribe, and collect enough water for your base before you get raided by sentient Roombas. Drop your best AI spawn horror stories in the comments. Extra point if it involved dying inside a building you thought was empty. I'll probs play again when an update drops that catches my eye, but for now, I'm going to sit back in my personal innards while man-made horrors beyond our comprehension decimate each other up on the destroyed surface. I'll catch you in the next one. And, wait. Hold on. Do you guys hear that? What is that? Okay, I take everything back. The Forever Winter is the best game ever made.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.